All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Haglind, and we are broadcasting from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks beautiful Bryant Lake Regional Park, located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It is another beautiful day here in the Twin Cities, and I am so grateful to be here with you today. And I hope all of you listening are doing well. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to help you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. We have another great show for you today. Joining me in a few minutes will be Tetyana Shippee, PhD, Associate Director of Research, and Marti DeLiema, PhD, Associate Director of Education at the Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation at the University of Minnesota to discuss their work and research. CHI's mission is to advance interdisciplinary aging science, create meaningful and immersive educational experiences in aging, build and sustain innovations in care and services, and establish vibrant community, governmental, business, and individual collaborations to promote healthy aging for Minnesotans and people across the country. You will enjoy listening to my conversation today. I want to thank all of you that leave us messages on our radio show phone line. We appreciate hearing from you, and we welcome your comments, questions, and topics for future shows. Also, if you are interested in being a guest on our radio show, please call or text us at 612-999-3426. You can also contact us on our website at livinghealthyradio.com. There you can find information about upcoming guests as well as listen to our previous shows. We look forward to hearing from you. We are adding new listeners to the show each week, not only here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, but also throughout the country. You can find podcasts for all of our radio shows on the AM 950 radio website, and we can also be found on your favorite streaming service, including YouTube, Apple, Podcast, Spotify, and many others. You can also watch our broadcast live on the radio station's Facebook page at AM 950 Radio and on YouTube. If you have a question for us today, there's two ways to reach us. First, by calling the AM 950 radio station, and our friendly show producer, Adam, will get your call on the air. Our phone number is 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. Or you can directly text us your questions at 612-999-3426. Now, don't worry. If you missed our contact numbers, I'll repeat them throughout the show. All right. I want to welcome my guests for today's show, Tetyana Shippee, PhD, and Marti DeLiema, also PhD. Welcome to the show, you guys.
Great to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, this is really exciting. I've been trying to get somebody on the show for about 8 years from the University of Minnesota. No, not overly hard, but I've been looking forward to this day. Actually, I went to the university and
I saw that
twice.
Yes, you're an alum.
I'm an alum.
It's great to have alums talking to us.
It is, especially about a topic that all three of us are so passionate about.
Exactly.
So I work in the field of hospice.
Oh, got it.
And so that is my day job. And on the weekends, I pretend I'm a radio show host. So anyway, the audience loves to learn about the guests on my show. So just maybe give us some background, whatever you think is interesting or important.
Yeah.
And we'll start from there. So, Tetyana, why don't we start with you?
Happy to. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Such a pleasure to be on this show. As I was driving here, and we've had terrible traffic today, but I was really reflecting on the importance of talking to people about the work that we do. And as my own research has grown over the years, I really have become more and more aware of the gaps we have in translating all the things we learn in the lab, in our research studies, and actually getting that information to people who are supposed to be the key audiences for our work. So truly, Ken, a pleasure to be on here. Thank you for the invitation. And if you invite us, we will come. So
yes.
Thanks. Okay.
Well, I had the pleasure of hearing you with a video conference at the Minnesota Network of Hospice and Palliative Care,
Yes.
MNHPC. And I've been involved with them for for many, many years. And so you did a great job there. I thought,
Yeah.
I've got to get Tetyana on the radio show as well.
I feel honored. And actually, as part of my role was the Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation, we hosted folks from MNHPC as speakers. So I would encourage you all to check out our website at the Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation at the University of Minnesota. I'm sure we'll talk more about resources, but folks can see it. But a little bit about me. So as Ken said, I am an Associate Director for Research at the Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation, or CHI is the acronym we use. But as probably many folks at the U do, I wear different hats. I am also a professor at the School of Public Health in a division of health policy and management. I am trained as a social gerontologist, which really is a person who is trained in the study of aging. So aging is my passion work. It's something I love talking about, and really something that doing this work brings me great satisfaction and joy. A couple of things about me. I am originally from Ukraine. I have a law degree from Ukraine and never knew that a field of gerontology existed until I came to the United States and took a course, an undergraduate course in sociology of aging. And as part of that course, we had an assignment to interview an older adult. And of course, my grandparents were in Ukraine, so I had to find somebody I didn't know. And it was an amazing opportunity for me and a chance for growth because I got partnered up with a professor emeritus from Lee University. That's the school where I was pursuing a bachelor's degree in sociology, who was a professor emeritus in physics. I ended up getting to know him and his family. He was caring for his wife, who was living with dementia. I actually ended up moving in with him and his wife into their house. And that started my journey into aging because I just fell in love with the resilience that older people bring. Despite the health challenges that often accompany aging, I saw vitality, growth, wisdom, and that is why I'm doing the work I'm doing. So that's a bit about me, and I'm sure we'll talk more.
Yes, we will. All right. Well, thank you, Tetyana.
Yes.
Marti.
Yes. Well, good afternoon. I'm Marti DeLiema. I'm also a faculty member at the University of Minnesota in the School of Social Work. I'm happy to be joining my colleague, Dr. Shippee, here. For CHI, I am the Associate Director for Education. So my goal is really to motivate our students to pursue careers in aging. So I got into this field through a little bit of a, less personally relevant path, perhaps. But, one day I was sitting around, I think I was in my undergrad at UCLA, and my mom said, I just read this article about how the older adult population is just going to start to surpass young and adults and teenagers, and you really should pursue that. You really should go into aging. So I took a full year course at UCLA on aging. So it spanned all 3 trimesters. We had trimesters there. And it was fascinating. And the final trimester, we actually spent with older adults in a facility. So we, provided direct service work. And it was such a great way to take what we learned in the classroom into the field. And that really lit a fire for me. And I said, this is what I want to do. So I have a very different focus area than Dr. Shippee. So I study elder financial exploitation and fraud, which is something that really impacts older adults in our country. It actually impacts all of us. It's kind of a problem across the lifespan. But my focus is really on, changing financial capacity and decision-making with aging and how that intersects with this growing global crime.
Yeah, we're even seeing it within the professions that support elder care and hospice, home care. I mean, it's amazingly rampant as we're finding out here in the last year or two. So, boy, if we could help reduce that. But you're right though, and I've been in the elder care profession now for well over a decade, maybe 12 years now, and that is one of the things that we see is the financial exploitation. And a lot of times it's not strangers. Mm-hmm. It can be strangers, but sometimes it's people that they know.
Right.
And so you're right. That's a big area.
Which makes it that much more challenging when that happens.
Does.
Yes.
It does. And there's a lot to go in there. That's a whole nother show.
Yes.
Okay, well, we've got just a few more seconds in this segment. So you guys are a part of the School of Public Health, and then underneath that is CHI?
Well, we are in two different schools. Sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
So what Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation is, really it's a university center that brings interdisciplinary researchers like Marty and myself, students, faculty, staff all across the university. So I am a professor in a School of Public Health, and Marty is a professor in a School of Social Work, which maybe for folks listening outside, it doesn't make that much of a difference. But these are, different colleges within the University of Minnesota with, different areas of focus, yes.
Yes. Our center is the clearinghouse for aging, for social gerontology, and policy related to aging on campus.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. All right. Then we are going to be taking a short break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Tetyana Shippee, PhD, Associate Director of Research, and Marti DeLiema, PhD, Associate Director of Education at the Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation at the University of Minnesota. If you have a question, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
At Big Hill Books, we're worth the trip, even if the route looks a little different right now. With the Penn Avenue exit at I-394 closed through fall 2026, your best bet is to plug us into your GPS and let it guide the way. You'll find us in the lovely Bryn Mawr neighborhood at 405 Penn Avenue South in Minneapolis. Plan your visit at bighillbooks.com. Big Hill Books. Read, think, grow.
Grab delicious popcorn from Popcorn. You've heard me talk about Popcorn's delicious flavor, street taco, zesty taco seasoning, savory spices, and a hit of lime brightness. It's amazing. Well, get it now, as it will only be available until the end of July. And remember, get any size popcorn-flavored popcorn at regular price. Get a second bag of equal or lesser value for 50% off. Go to Popcorn Store on Shady Oak Road in Minnetonka and tell them my name, Matt. That's discount code MATT. Enjoy your favorite gourmet flavor with popcorn.
Hi, this is Frank Brown of Minuteman Press Uptown with a question for our listeners. How important are business values to you? When you need high-quality digital print, it matters who you work with. You see, Minuteman Uptown is unique. We're one of the only union print shops in Minnesota providing our team with living wages and benefits. We believe in second chances for justice-impacted individuals who want to contribute to the community, and we are active in local issues. We've been in the streets standing up for racial, social, and economic justice. At Minuteman Uptown, our mission is to connect all communities through technology-driven print solutions. An example of that mission is when I moved Minuteman Uptown to North Minneapolis. We're invested in this local community, and we help small businesses and local organizations throughout the Twin Cities reach their audiences. Reach out to Minuteman Uptown and partner with a printer that shares your values. Call us today at 612-870-0777 or visit us at mpuptown.com. That's mpuptown.com.
Hey, Francois, where are we going and why do you have so many canvas bags?
Salut, Laura. On y va chez Nicolette's Macarons.
Oh, I've never been to Nicolette's store. They're just off Highway 169 and 36th in Plymouth.
Oui, ils ont 16 saveurs de macarons là.
They have 16 flavors of macaroons at the store. That's why you have so many canvas bags. I love how Nicolette supports small food entrepreneurs. Let's hurry. They're open afternoons, Wednesday through Friday, and midday on Saturdays.
Nicolette, c'est génial. Allons-y.
Let's go.
If something happened to you tonight, who has your kids? It's not a comfortable question, but it's the most important one you may ever answer. Without an estate plan, a judge, a stranger, decides their future. At Schroman Law, we're an all-women firm protecting families that look like yours. Guardianship, trusts, peace of mind. Your children, your rules, legally. SchromanLaw.com. That's SCHROMEN law.com.
right. Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Tetyana Shippee, PhD Associate Director of Research, and Marti DeLiema, PhD Associate Director of Education at the Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation at the University of Minnesota. CHAI's mission is to advance interdisciplinary aging science, and they do that by creating meaningful and immersive educational experiences in aging, build and sustain innovations in care and services, establish vibrant community, governmental, business, and individual collaborations to promote healthy aging for Minnesotans and, of course, people across the country. All right. If our listeners want to get more information from, what's the best way for them to find out more information about the topics that you guys are talking about today?
Yeah, well, first, I would direct them to look for CHAI, chai.umn.edu. We have a website that has a lot of information about our upcoming events, about the research we do, educational activities, as well as our work in clinical aging and in our community engagement work as well, and policy. So I would say check out the CHAI website. Also, you're welcome to check out our individual programs of research. I am a director of an long-term services and supports quality lab. Marti directs our research she'll talk about. So, of course, our individual research projects and findings, or reach out to us directly. I am always happy to receive emails from listeners and viewers, and we'll try to respond as quickly as I can, yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right. I know what the audience is thinking. They're going, okay, we got to know you guys a little bit here. Tell us more about CHAI. How long has that been in place? I know you had, I think, just some amazing founders or starters to the organization. It's been a part of the University of Minnesota for a while now. Is there any background that you could share with us about what CHAI is, when it started?
I'm happy to start, and Marti, you can jump in. Well, as probably a quick answer to that question, because I'm sure that could be a long show, is that aging has been an important area of priority for the University of Minnesota for a while. Importantly so, because as we know, now we have more older adults than kids being born in Minnesota. So it's a very important, and I'm hoping will remain an important strategic area for the university. CHAI, under its current leadership, has existed for about 5 years. Our director, Dr. Joe Gogler, is also a professor in the School of Public Health, and we also have an a team of associate directors, including Marti and me, who include Dr. Rajan Moon, our Associate Director of Policy, Dr. Siobhan McMahon, Director of Clinical Core, and Dr. Manka Kimbeng, who leads our Equity and Community Core. But for your listeners, I think the important parts, and maybe some folks will recognize, is that actually CHAI is a continuation of work that was started by Dr. Robert Kane, my mentor, and one of the reasons why I came to work at the University of Minnesota. Dr. Robert Kane was the director of Center on Aging, as it was called then. Unfortunately, after his passing, we had a brief hiatus before the center came back in its new version, which we've called Center for Healthy Aging Innovation. So very much building on a legacy of Bob Kane's work, Rosalie Kane's work, but also ensuring that we address the emerging needs of older adults in the state, which are continually changing. Marti, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I just want to emphasize the work of our cores. So we have research led by Dr. Shippee. We have education led by myself. Rajan Moon leads our policy core. Mankan and Kimbang leads the community, equity, and engagement. So really trying to uplift the voices of our community members and the organizations that work in the Twin Cities to support older adults. And then we also have a clinical core. And really, by working together, we're demonstrating the interdisciplinary foundation that is aging. And trying to, showcase all the amazing work that's being done by faculty in all the different campuses and colleges at the University of Minnesota system.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense. So really, you guys are bringing together a lot of these other areas that support aging, elderly, seniors, all that into one kind of a center.
Yes, and we host webinars where we bring people from across the country to lead topic-focused webinars. We write policy briefs. We work with the state. We also have a student group on campus. We really, again, try to pull people from all the different areas on campus to work together towards some of the biggest social problems in the state related to aging and social services.
Yeah, how do you compare Minnesota with other states? Is there a way to gauge which states are being a little bit more focused on the aging, and maybe some states that are looking for a role model?
We are considered a role model in many ways, actually, the state of Minnesota. We also are one of the oldest states in the nation.
That's right.
So
I would share, this is just a factoid for your listeners, because, sometimes we tend to hear more about problems than good things. That's how the news media sometimes works. And so just something for you maybe to take away from this, that actually Minnesota is consistently ranked number one in the country among all other states by the AARP on our long-term services and supports quality. So we consistently get high marks. We compete with the state of Washington, which sometimes unseats us, and we get to number two. But, first or second place in the nation is pretty good. And, often people think about, Florida or southern states as places to go and retire. But when you look at various quality metrics for staying in a community, for quality of our long-term care, which I can talk about more, that's the area of research I do, we are consistently ranked, top in the nation. And I don't think a lot of people know that. They think about our cold weather, but guess what? We also have good quality of services. So.
Yes. A while back I did have the Minnesota Department of Demographics office on the show, and they had a report, the 2030 report. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but they were saying that for the first time in history, not only here in Minnesota, but also really throughout the world, there are more people aged 65 and older than there are 18 and under. So the shift, as you mentioned earlier, there's more people. We're living longer.
It's unprecedented. We've never had this happen before.
This is right. In the history of the world,
yes,
we're embarking on some areas that we've never experienced before.
Although we're not the first to go, right? There's other countries throughout the world that are aging faster, we might say, than the United States.
Yes.
And we can learn from that.
And we can learn from
right.
that. That's correct.
That's true. That's true. There's other countries that, for various reasons, just encouraging or discouraging birth rates. And there's a lot of interesting demographics around the world as you look out 10, 20, 30 years. And that's, again, another show. But it's so important we take care of our elderly population. So anyway, I'm hearing the music. We're going to cue us out here.
Okay.
It's time for a short break, everyone. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Tetyana Shippee, Ph.D., Associate Director of Research, and Marti DeLiema, Ph.D., Associate Director of Education at the Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation at the University of Minnesota. If you have a question for them, please feel free. Give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Hey, it's Patrick for Zero Res. There's a lot happening in July. It's America's 250th birthday. Aquatennial is also coming to Minneapolis later this month. You've also got beach days, fishing days, time spent on the playground with the kids. So what are you coming home to at night in terms of your carpet cleanliness? If the answer to that is questionable or worse, then you need my cleaning heroes at Zero Res to come help get things in order this summer. If your carpet's looking more like a snowbank in late March, muddy, crunchy, and kind of mysterious, it's time to call Zero Res. This month, get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned starting at just $139 and get your air ducts cleaned starting at $599 per unit. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResMinnesota.com or call 9520-RES and say you want the AM 950 special. Back order forward spells the same. Zero Res.
Minnesota's #1 art fair celebrates its 35th anniversary in Powderhorn Park on August 1st and 2nd from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. The Powderhorn Art Fair will feature over 200 visionary artists, 20 multicultural food vendors, dozens of beloved community partners, and the fun-packed family zone with activities for all ages. Artist categories span across 20 mediums, and prices vary, offering something for every enthusiast, experienced collector, and casual buyer. The Powderhorn Art Fair is a proud partner of the Renter Support Fund, a grassroots program providing immediate relief to cost-burdened Minneapolis renters through low-barrier cash assistance. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind free community celebration. Plan your trip at powderhornartfair.com. Looking to support local artists, build connections, and empower community? The Powderhorn Art Fair is looking for volunteers for August 1st and 2nd. Help our vibrant team of neighbors pull off the community celebration of the summer. Sign up today at ppna.org/volunteer.
Hey, it's Tom Hartman for my friends at All Energy Solar, and I want to talk about something most people don't consider until it's too late. Energy independence isn't just about saving money. It's also about what happens when the grid goes down. Severe weather, aging infrastructure, unexpected outages, they happen, and when they do, most homes go dark. But not homes with solar and battery backup from All Energy Solar. Here's what makes it work. Solar panels charge the battery during the day, so when a storm hits or the grid fails, your home stays powered. Lights, refrigerator, medical equipment, whatever matters most keeps running. All Energy Solar is certified by both Tesla and Enphase for battery storage and has been installing complete solar plus battery systems since 2009. Minnesota battery rebates are also available. Don't wait for the next outage to wish you had acted. Visit allenergysolar.com or call 800-620-3370 for your free evaluation today.
With your AM 950 weather, this is Adam. Mostly sunny skies and 86 for your high today. For tonight, mostly clear and 66 for your low. And for tomorrow, 87 under mostly sunny skies. Discover macarons like you've never tasted before at Nicolette's Macarons in Plymouth. Pick up a box of elegant French macarons conveniently located off of Highway 169. Perfect gifts for corporate events or just for yourself. Stop in or order online at nicolettesmacarons.com.
AM 950 KTN up St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Tetyana Shippee, Ph.D., Associate Director of Research, and Marti DeLiema, Ph.D., Associate Director of Education at the Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation at the University of Minnesota, and it's commonly known as CHI. Before we return to our conversation with Tetyana and Marti, I want to mention this radio show is brought to you in part each week by Minnesota Hospice. Minnesota Hospice is an independent, locally owned medical practice serving our Twin Cities communities with comprehensive end-of-life health care. The team at Minnesota Hospice provides patients and family members with award-winning end-of-life health care services. You may not be aware that hospice brings compassionate medical, social, emotional, and spiritual services to your home with typically no cost to you or your family. Please do not wait to learn how hospice care can benefit you and your loved ones. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact the compassionate team of experts at Minnesota Hospice. They are available to answer your questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 952-898-1022. Once again, that number is 952-898-1022, or visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. All right, let's return to our conversation with Tetyana and Marti. If you have any questions for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. All right, how can our listeners contact you guys or reach out for more information if they have questions or just looking to learn more about the work that you guys do?
You could email chai@umn.edu. And for me, if you email shippee@umn.edu, I'm happy to answer any of your questions. And Marti, what about you?
Great. And I'm at mdelima@umn.edu. And you can just probably Google search our names and
Yes,
it'll come up.
you should be able to get our emails very easily. Yes.
All right.
We pride ourselves in being public scientists.
Yes.
Yes. That's one thing I'm learning about you guys is you really are outbound facing, you're public facing. And it's not, you've got the academic background and you're in that academic world.
We don't want to stay in that ivory tower. No.
Right. You're getting outside of the computer screens or the desks, which is so important.
Yes.
And that's where life happens. And it's great to see that you guys are doing that. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's talk about some of the questions that we get a lot. Is my parents need long-term care. Whatever has happened, a broken hip, a change, a loss of a loved one, a loss of a caregiver, they need long-term care. Tetyana, do you want to just tell us about some of the things that you have looked into as a passion of your research in long-term care?
Absolutely. And if your listeners don't mind, I love telling stories. So I'll quick start with the story, and then I will answer your question. Ken, the story is, and really this is a motivation for why I do the research that I do, is that when I was pursuing my dual doctorate in gerontology and sociology, I actually spent 2 years living in a long-term care facility. Those 2 years were seminal in shaping what I do. It was an innovative program, which, wait for it, wasn't started by academics, but was started by an administrator of the facility who said, we have this world-class PhD program in gerontology. Why aren't they engaging with us more? And what this administrator read, this was as random as reading a story in a newspaper about a program in Texas that had their geriatrics residents spend a week or two in a nursing home because guess what? Many of them never set foot in a long-term care facility, so they didn't know what they would be dealing with. And so he said, well, could we start a program? And he was, being creative, innovative, where we would host a PhD student in gerontology who would live in our facility. We would ensure that the rate is close to what they would pay in a community, and they would serve as a liaison with our residents. And I got selected to be that inaugural participant in what we called the Bridge program, bridging, university research and long-term care, community living, and it, like I said, changed my life. It was supposed to be 1 semester. I stayed for 2 years. I probably would have stayed longer, but I actually ended up getting married at the end of those 2 years. And, you don't really want to spend, my husband at least didn't want to spend our first year of marriage living in a long-term care facility. But what I learned through that is, and of course, I could never have the full experience of what it's like to be an older adult living in a long-term care facility. But I learned about the importance of quality of life, which I know is the focus of your show. I learned about the importance of independence, privacy, confidentiality. Many staff didn't know who I was. Many probably thought that I was a person maybe with intellectual, disabilities. And so, I had my name listed the same as any other resident. Staff would walk in, sometimes without knocking, and, that doesn't feel great. I make a joke that I am kind of tired of spinach souffle for the rest of my life because I ate vast majority of my meals in the facility. But bringing this closer to your question, what I heard from residents all the time, consistently, is that they said, even though I have medical needs, and that's why I am in a facility, ultimately my medical needs do not define me. They talked about their quality of life as the reason to wake up in the morning. Literally, this is a quote because it stayed so strong in my head, where one of the older adults said, just shoot me if I have nothing to look forward to in the morning. Just shoot me. I don't want to live like this. And I saw many people, especially in nursing homes, who, would wake up and maybe they're wheeled in front of the TV all day and they're wheeled back. And so quality of life became the research agenda that I do. All my work focuses on promoting quality of life for older adults, especially for those with complex care needs. And so bringing it back to your question about long-term care facilities, well, the reason it's relevant for my work, because as I said, I lived in one, I started really focusing on how do we promote quality of life for older adults who need supports. And so for your listeners, when I think about getting supports, or the term we use in academia is long-term services and supports, somebody could get supports in their home, where they could receive home care, delivered meals, personal care assistance, and that's part of LTSS. And then yet some people may choose to move to assisted living because they need more help with their activities of daily living. Often it's, need with memory care. About 50% of residents in assisted living have dementia or some form of memory loss. And then if they need additional care, around-the-clock care as we define it, they may need to move into skilled nursing facilities or nursing homes. So what I want the listeners, for those of you who are listening, I want you, especially if you're in Minnesota, I want you to know about two really incredible resources that the state has spent your taxpayer money on developing, and I've had the privilege on partnering on, and we've used truly best research. It's published in top journals in the field. There are two report cards that you could use as one of the ways to select a facility. Of course, a lot goes into selecting what matters to you. What's quality for one person is quality, not quality for other people. But if you are looking for nursing homes, I'll start with nursing home care. Choose, if you go online and if you search for Minnesota Nursing Home Report Card, you will see all skilled nursing facilities in the state. You could choose within, a certain mile radius of your home, where you could choose ratings based on residents' quality of life. This is really, really important because it's actually residents' voices. It's a random sample of residents in all nursing homes. So it's not, a few people who may post Google ratings. It's actually representative, and that's important. Also, if you're a family member, and some of you might be family members, you could choose ratings based on family member satisfaction. And guess what? We found that residents' ratings and family member satisfaction, do you think they agree? No. Most of the time, they don't agree. So you might say, oh, this facility is 5-star based on resident satisfaction, but it's 4 based on family. And you could even dig down based on reasons. Is it food? Is it staff support? Is it the environment? Also, you could look at other ratings, such as residents' clinical care and health outcomes. So please ensure you take advantage of those resources. Another one, if you need assisted living and not nursing homes, recently the state launched an assisted living report card. Again, amazing wealth of information to actually get satisfaction from residents themselves. Random sample, representative questions that are asked in person of thousands of residents across the state. If you're a family member, you could see family member satisfaction as well as other ratings. So I just wanted to make sure you're aware of those resources. Check out the report cards, and I will hand it over to Marti because I'm sure she wants to talk.
Those are just such great resources, those two report cards for residents in the state.
Right. And I think many people, again, just are not aware of
I
that.
know.
There's the same thing happens with hospice. Medicare requires a third party to survey and get feedback on hospice. And again, you can have CMS Hospice Compare .gov and figure out which hospice you want to have your loved one be involved with. Marti, let's talk about just the concern that you had raised earlier about the financial scams and the exploitation that happens with our seniors.
Right. So my main area of focus is elder financial exploitation and looking at scams, which is a huge issue that's, it crosses borders, it knows no borders. Older adults are disproportionately targeted. And I think there's several really key things that we can do to keep ourselves safe as we age. One thing is just having a lot of knowledge about scams and how they work. And it's changing. It is changing so quickly. We went from just the typical robocall scams to within 5 years, what we call our deepfake scams and voice clones. And you pick up the phone and it sounds just like your granddaughter. And the caller ID might say your granddaughter's name. So we're really moving into this new reality where differentiating fact from fiction is difficult for people of any age, right? So here's what I think people should do. One, stay up to date. Use your resources that you get from AARP, from the Federal Trade Commission. What are the common scams? What are some red flags? Well, of course, if you feel emotionally, fearful or excited, that's a red flag. But another thing we should all be doing as we age is engage in advanced financial care planning. So just like we do this for healthcare, what would happen if I was unable to communicate my wishes for end of life, let's say?
Right.
How about the same story for your finances? Who do you trust in your social network to make financial decisions for you if there was a period of your life where you couldn't do it for yourself? So I think that's really critical. And it's something we don't like to talk about. We don't like to talk about money with our friends.
That's the problem.
Yes, yeah.
Parents just don't want to share that information typically. And they need to.
Because here's the reality. It's going to get shared. Why don't you stay in the driver's seat and you share it, and you share your values, you share your goals, you lay out your financial picture so that you still maintain control. Because if it gets to a point and you can't make decisions for yourself, maybe it's a stroke, maybe it's dementia, but it could be a car accident. It could be anything. It's nice to know that you have a plan B. Someone you trust, someone who will act with integrity to help you manage your finances.
All right. Great words of wisdom. It's time for a short break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Tetyana Shippee, Ph.D., Associate Director of Research, and Marti DeLiema, Ph.D., Associate Director of Education at the Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation at the University of Minnesota. If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Cafe Latte offers made-from-scratch soups, salads, sandwiches, and mouth-watering desserts.
So come check out their pizza and wine bar, or get a treat from the bakery made fresh daily. Plus, you can still do online ordering and takeout, along with gift cards. Just go to cafelatte.com and choose from their ever-changing selection of award-winning salads, sandwiches, and soups. Cafe Latte is located off Victoria and Grand and online at cafelatte.com.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces is having its annual store-wide sale. For the entire month of July, all of our indoor and outdoor fireplace products and accessories are at their lowest price of the year. At Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, we display, explain, and install the Twin Cities' most diverse selection of indoor and outdoor stoves and fireplaces, including metal and masonry pizza ovens.
My dog Stenson loves summers, visiting the dog park, long walks in the woods, and sleeping in the sun. But he is missing winter. Oh, not the outdoor outhouse, snow on his paws or frozen ears, but those lovely long nights in front of the fire. I bought an energy-efficient wood stove from Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces about 7 years ago. Having a wood stove means more than lower heating bills. It means a happy dog.
Come see us. We have over 35 working displays in our store, which is just off I-94 at the corner of Riverside and East Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, since 1977, out of the ordinary products and services to make fire work for you.
Summer is going fast, but Next Chapter Booksellers has everything you need to keep up with your summer reading. From the hottest new titles to timeless classics, Next Chapter Booksellers has something for any taste. Their friendly staff are great at making recommendations for the perfect summer read for you or your loved ones. Plus, Next Chapter Booksellers has a wide variety of puzzles and games for those rainy days. So keep up with your summer reading at Next Chapter Booksellers off Snelling and Grand in St. Paul. More at nextchapterbooksellers.com.
Hi, I'm Mary T. Caring for others runs deep in my family. My grandmother, Rosa, was a nurse who cared for people in their homes more than a century ago. Inspired by her compassion, my mother, Margaret, and I founded the Mary T. family of companies nearly 50 years ago. Today, we continue that legacy across Minnesota, Wisconsin, Maryland, and Arizona, providing senior living, assisted living with memory care, home health, hospice care, rental housing, and support for people with disabilities. Each service is personal, creative, and focuses on the unique needs of those we serve. We also believe in joy and community, which is why we opened Crooner Supper Club in Fridley, a place to celebrate life with music, laughter, and connection. At Mary T., we're proud to be a Minnesota family company rooted in compassion, inclusion, and respect, and proud supporters of AM 950 and the values that this station represents. Visit MaryTInc.com to learn more.
Congratulations to Mary T., named one of the most admired CEOs of 2026 by the Minneapolis-St. Paul Business Journal.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Tetyana Shippee, Ph.D., Associate Director of Research, and Marti DeLiema, Ph.D., Associate Director of Education at the Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation at the University of Minnesota. All right. Final segment. We'll try and get as much as we can in here. So, Tetyana, why don't we start off with you and talk about some of the events and things that people can do to help support you guys.
Wonderful. Well, Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation really prides itself on being a community-facing center. We're not about staying in the ivory tower and just, rehashing the work that we publish in academic journals. So for those of you who are listening, one event I really want you to know about is called Age-Friendly University Day. And what it is, it's a chance to bring all of you who are older adults to join us for a day, especially if you are alums of the University of Minnesota, but you don't have to be, to revisit what it's like to be a student. And really, we know research shows that lifelong learning is great for your cognitive and mental health. So it's good for you to engage in learning new things. We host this day. We've done it for 5 years now. We just had our 5th Age-Friendly University Day in June. So next year in June, please look out for information. We would love to host you on campus. We have various fun events, Goldie and various shows, but also you learn about new developments and how to stay healthy and age well from faculty and researchers all across the University of Minnesota. And I just want to add one more thing that I think a lot of people don't know about. I don't know how many of your listeners know that people over the age of 62 can take many classes at the University of Minnesota for $20 a credit. So that's another opportunity. If you're thinking about, I want to keep up my mental and cognitive health, which we know learning new things is a way to do that, consider taking some classes with us. Even check out the work that Marty and I are doing, but classes in music, art, variety of options. That's, again, opportunities and resources we have in our community, but it's how do we share that so others can take advantage of them. So Age-Friendly University Day, join us next year.
And that's next June.
Next June. That's once a year. Yes.
Okay. And then those classes, everything's online pretty much now, right?
Well, some classes are in person, some classes are online. And what I would encourage folks to do if they go to U of M website, actually it's Senior Citizen Learning Program. People age 62 and older, as I said, could take credits for $20 a credit, and they can get a lot of information online about how to go about doing that. They'd have to register, but it's very low cost, considered to what the students pay. Yes.
And so where do they go again for that? Because Adam here, our engineer, he'll put that out on the...
It's a senior citizen program at the University of Minnesota. Okay. So if they go to University of Minnesota website and look up Senior Citizen Education Program, they should be able to get a one-pager with all the information. And, of course, we can also post it with your podcast.
Sure, exactly.
Yeah, and $20 a credit. And just to put that in perspective, most classes are 1 to 4 credits, right?
Right.
So max you'd be paying is $80.
Graduate level classes in whatever field interests you. And, and we love having older adults in our classes. I had the chance to have that in some of my classes. And no offense to my younger learners, but boy, it was a boost for our class discussions. Yes.
Just experience and wisdom.
Yes.
It's great for the undergraduates as well.
Yeah. Right. It benefits everyone to have that cross-generational sharing of knowledge, perspective, and information. Yes.
And also, just a little secret, they don't have to do all the work.
Yes.
They can participate, but not have to not get graded.
Right. You don't have to worry about that difference between A-, B+,
Makes it easier on the professors.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's another event that I want to invite folks to join. So if you are interested in the annual Walk to End Alzheimer's, this is a large, all across the nation, we have Alzheimer's Association walks. We have the Twin Cities Walk on September 19th. It's in the morning, September 19th. At Target Field. And you are welcome to join our team, Chai's team. Meet us at the walk. You get to meet students, retirees. It's a great way to both engage with faculty and students at the U and also get a little bit of exercise. It's a short walk. It's less than a mile, a loop around the downtown area in Minneapolis. And again, it's September 19th. It is free to register if you'd just like to come, or you can donate to our team page. You can also find that information on Chai's website under upcoming Chai events on the homepage of our website.
Right. All right. Fantastic. Okay. And what other things of interest do you have then? Silver
Yes. Well, another opportunity. This is for those of you who like watching movies. We're actually hosting the first screening of a film called The Silver Screamers in North America. And this is coming up in October 20th at the Heights Theater. You can register to join the CHAI team, be part of that first screening. And really what we try to do is we try to bring various resources, including film, about better understanding the process of aging, building community. You get to meet other people, and also building resources together, right?
And this is going to be a really fun one. So it's only $10 to go to this screening. The filmmaker will be there, so there's going to be a little Q&A. Your $10 comes with popcorn, and it's the making of another film. So it's a group of older adults who made a horror film, and it's a documentary on the making of that horror film. It's called Silver Screamers. And
right before Halloween, Screamers. Yes.
And it's great, and it's pretty family-friendly as well. So it's not, if you're say, oh, no, not a horror film, not a horror movie person for me. It is not the horror movie itself. It's the making of, and it's really joyful.
So you can bring the grandkids.
Yes.
Wow, fantastic. You guys are doing great work. It's wonderful. How can people give? How can help people support you guys in the work that you're doing?
Well, we always appreciate support, and if you are willing and interested in supporting our work, please check out our website. If you go to chai.umn.edu, you should see Give to Chai page, or reach out to any of us, and your support will go to support wonderful students who are interested in learning how to grow their careers in aging, or any of the work we're doing with nonprofits and other organizations.
Yeah, because in just the last minute here, you really guys, you really work on collaborations.
That's central
public,
to our
private,
work.
business, individuals. Talk a little bit about that. Just the amount of organizations and agencies and people that are involved in helping this area, which is critical. Like I said, this population is exploding on the over 65, and we need a lot of help. We need support and education on how to live those and support that population the best we can.
Right. So in one of our cores, we have the Equity and Community Engagement Core. We have a group of nonprofits that work together to tell us what the community needs, and it gives us ideas for doing the research.
Wow.
It's called an advisory board who actually advise us on what topics we should be pursuing.
So is it made up of experts, or is it made up of people just in the communities?
Community people
Community
who are experts
people.
in their own
Who are-
right.
who are their own
like
experts.
you.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Well, fantastic. This has been just great. Well, I appreciate you guys being here.
Yes.
We're nearing the end of the show. I want to thank Tetyana Shippee, Ph.D., Associate Director of Research, and Marti DeLiema, Ph.D., Associate Director of Education at the Center for Healthy Aging and Innovation at the University of Minnesota. And Tetyana, how can people get a hold of you guys if they have questions or want more information?
Email us, go on the website, email CHAI, and we will try to respond as quickly as we can. Thank you for listening.
CHAI, CHAI.
Yep.
All right. We hope you enjoyed today's show, folks. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation. You can reach us anytime by voice or text at 612-999-3426 or reach out to livinghealthyradio.com. Join us again next Saturday at noon for another broadcast. And thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, choose to live well.